Those vegan guys. Thank you.
Well, hello there, and a very, very happy World Vegan Day to you. If you didn't know, November the 1st is Worldwide World Vegan Day, where we celebrate veganism in general, really, and talk about its essentiality. Is that a word? Is it a word? If it's not a word, it is now. The essentiality of veganism. So also today, as many of you will know who follow the channel, is November the 1st, and therefore the start of 10-10-10 Cucumber Pap Pap. For me, personally, I've just uploaded to the community tab and on Instagram that I've done my 10 minutes on the exercise bike, and I've also done my 10 press-ups now, but that's the minimum I'm holding myself to. 10 press-ups. I'm going to end up doing more than that, because even after I've done the 10, I was like, just do another 10, and I will throughout the day. That's what I'm going to do. You see, I need to trick myself into doing things that are good for me, so that they become habits. Habits are far easier to build than they are to break. That's worth bearing in mind. So right now, COP26 is going on, and you know, all the nations coming together and talking about how they can tackle climate change. There is still far too little talk about not influence. What's the word I'm looking for? About the effects of animal agriculture on the climate, although those things are starting to filter through now. Let's not forget, we've got a fabulous article from the British Dietetic Association, and I'm sure that there are similar articles from other dietetic associations around the world stating categorically as fact that well-planned vegan diets are suitable for all people of all ages. There's no such thing out there as an ex-vegan. There are only failed vegans. But why people would fail at being vegan, oh, and by the way, anyone who tells you that veganism almost killed them is a compulsive liar and quite possibly a dangerous psychopath. I'm deadly serious when I say that, because if you example, and I don't like citing him as an example because of all the mental health issues he's had, but Sverige. I watched a remarkable video from Michelle. Michelle, your last name's gone out of my head. I've not watched you for a while. Anyway, she did a really good video about Sverige a good long while ago, and she pulled all these bits of his videos. That's not necessarily something I agree with, but it was a really good watch because it actually revealed a lot about the guy, in that he had, for some reason, linked veganism with this period he went through where he wasn't eating anything at all. He was gazing into the sun to feed his body, and he ended up, having a pretty severe mental health episode because of that, and was hospitalized because of it. Well, the veganism is eating, it's not staring into the sun. It's not only drinking water and lettuce. Veganism is just a place where I believe most intelligent, informed and compassionate people end up. Because we've all seen the state of the world for the last few years. We've seen what's been happening with the climate. We've seen what's happening with fossil fuels and the destruction of our rainforests, and but so on and on and on and on. And apparently on the doomsday clock we are now at 1 minute to midnight, which means that if the climate is pushed any further, it's irreversible. the new movie, which I know is kind of pay-per-view at the moment, but Eating Our Way to Extinction, cites at the very beginning, even in the trailer, in fact I'll link the trailer up here now if you haven't seen it, cites very clearly at the beginning that it's animal agriculture that is to blame for so many things, so much pollution, so much climate change. One of the things people always say about, one of the negatives that people mention about veganism is the small animals that may get killed during crop harvesting. They don't for a second acknowledge that, for example, soy, minimum 80% of the soy grown on Earth, usually on land that was formerly Amazon rainforest and was chopped down to make either crop growing land or grazing land, 80% of the soy is fed to what meat eaters like to refer to as cattle, to fatten them up for consumption. So if the thought of those little animals being killed during harvesting bothers you, eat less plants, go vegan. You will eat less plants. You as meat eaters are eating way more plants because of the plants that have been fed to the animals you call meat than we as vegans are. They're facts. You can look it up, you can Google it, you can do the research, but there is no argument against it because it's a fact. Most people that say they could never be vegan say it from a very, and it's you have to understand this, I've done it too. It comes from a very selfish place. It's basically, it's not I could never, it's I don't ever want to be. That's the actual words that should be used. In some extremely rare circumstances, perhaps one in a couple of 100,000 people, there might be a medical reason. People cite them to, I had a young lad that I was connected with on Facebook at one point, and I held in really high regard. He was in the LGBT community, he was very positive in his school, so on and so forth. And for some reason, on one of my posts on Facebook, he just said, I could never be vegan because I'm allergic to soy. As if like all vegan products are made with soy. We had one on the channel not so long back as well who was allergic to peas and pulses, as if everything vegan is made with peas and pulses. Anyway, this young guy, I was like, all right, fair enough. And then a couple of days later, I saw a picture of him at McDonald's, and of course McDonald's burgers, buns contain soy. So I'm not that allergic then. A lot of people use allergies, illness, or can't because of this, can't because of that. Just means don't want to. I just don't want to. Stop talking to me about it. And like I say, I know that because I've been there. In fact, I did a little video, a message to vegetarians and meat eaters, I suppose, not too long ago. And I'll link it up there should you fancy having a look. So I wanted to mark World Vegan Day with just dispelling a few myths. Veganism done right, like anything, you know, vegans have to plan their diet well. Although in many cases we don't really need to, because even if we're eating processed foods like pies and sausages and stuff like that, the rest of our plate is salad or vegetables, or, you know, and many of us have lots of fruits and nuts and, you know, legumes and all of this. So our diets done right are extremely diverse and delicious, and don't impact on too many animals' lives, and don't impact on the climate too much. And why wouldn't you want that for future generations? Being an adult these days is about having the courage to face the fact that unless you're incredibly selfish and all about yourself, you are going to spend some of your lifetime, metaphorically speaking, and maybe realistically speaking as well, planting trees that you will never sit under. Just think about that one for a minute. It's about leaving a better place for the next generation than the last generation left for us, and hoping that they do the same with the generation after them. And at some point, maybe we'll live on a planet where people are not so anti each other. See, I'm not anti other humans. I am not supportive of their actions in contributing to climate change by continuing to eat meat and dairy as if it's just nothing, and dismissing vegans who are stating facts laid out by climatologists and scientists and nutritionalists and, you know, all of the above. But it's so easy to shoot the messenger, isn't it, when you disagree with the points being made. And not that you disagree with any factual merit, you disagree because your ego wants to do whatever you want to do. And sometimes you just got to take a kind of, you know, a backseat on yourself and think, should I be doing more to help promote a better world for the younger generation? And that might include you having children or grandchildren. And the answer is invariably yes, we should all be doing more to try to leave a better world for them, because we just should. I've got my coffee here. Those of you following the, did I say before, those of you following the 10-10-10 cucumber pack pub, done my bits. Check out Instagram, check out the community tab. Took a picture after I'd been on the bike. Like I said, done my press-ups, I have said it before, done my press-ups, I'm going to do my sit-ups later on, and possibly some more press-ups as well. Might as well. It'd be rude not to, some might say. I've got back into a bit of a kind of whole food plant-based preparation cooking mode of late. So it's like in the fridge right now. In fact, I'll just show you, it'd be much easier. Let me grab that. Let me do this. Right. So at the back there, we've got tuna and hummus made from a batch of chickpeas the other day. Here we've got a Spanish chickpea stew that we had for dinner. Jason's taking that to lunch, to work for lunch tomorrow. More chickpeas to throw in, a curry or something, and 2 portions of the borscht I made on Sunday's live in the kitchen. Oh my god, guys, this soup is outstanding. So I'm getting back into this mode of cooking things. Hello. That will spread over a few meals. Sorry if it's a bit messy. We'll soon get back. That will spread over a few meals that will possibly do us for a dinner and a lunch the next day or 2 days later or whatever. And it's like all of that stuff, including the Spanish chickpea stew, the hummus, the tuna and the other chickpeas are all from £1.15 bag of dried lentils, 500 grams from Tesco, in the Instant Pot, covered with boiling water and put on for 35 minutes. Turn off the keep warm bit. Let it vent naturally. You've got 500 grams of once dried chickpeas ready to use. You can freeze them in portions, I'm reliably informed, to just kind of whack in stews or soups or whatever. And you know, you can make huge batches of stuff like that. And even I just spent a couple of days in the kitchen. I was couple of days tired to cook, near sink. Oh, it were hard work. Couple of hours in the kitchen. Really enjoyed myself. Got back into the zone. Got my chickpeas done. Right, I'm going to do a Spanish chickpea stew. We had a gorgeous big portion for our dinner. You'll see on tomorrow's meals vlog. As I say, there's a portion for Jason to take to work tomorrow. He's off work today, he's working from home today. We've been to Jason's cousin's funeral this morning, Colin. May he rest in peace. A good send-off for a good man. So he's working from home today. We're going to pop out to the allotment later and probably pop in Tesco's on the way home. But I'm feeling really positive, and that's a good way to feel on World Vegan Day. I'm feeling really positive about cooking, about just how beautiful and diverse and cheap vegan food is these days, about how many people are joining the movement. The movement being compassionate veganism, ethical veganism, more and more and more, and making little changes that will get them there. And there are always going to be the bald morons who claim to be Christian, trying to destroy veganism, not realizing that in their trying to destroy what they label as vegan propaganda, they are engaging in anti-vegan propaganda, which is anti-science, anti-fact, often misogynistic, blatantly homophobic, and deeply hateful, under the guise of Christianism. I mean, I should kind of hold strong to the fact, another one I'm going to share with you, not from science though, just from me, that as a queer atheist, I have done and continue to do so much good for so many people in my local community and around the world. And I'm a queer atheist. Vegan, a queer vegan atheist. Just think it's important to note that, because, you know, when someone shows you who they are, believe them. And if they change, grant them the acceptance. You know, what we can't do is label people as dangerous idiots when they try to make an effort not to be. But when they are, absolutely. Print it on a t-shirt and put it on them. So this is one of my extemporaneous kitchen vlogs where I just ramble on. I don't script anything, just all mouth salad. So yeah, as I've mentioned in previous vlogs, it's wonderful for me personally today, because today is World Vegan Day, and today is the day I start 10-10-10 Cucumber Pap Pap, which is about getting my health back in order after I mean, I wanted, there has been 5 years of stuff, but in that time I have worked on a bar. Unfortunately, that led to an armed robbery, and that was horrible. Then worked with old people, which I absolutely adored. So I have worked, and I have always been on the cusp of getting myself back to me. But then, you know, of late, as I've mentioned, it's I was getting back in order, and then I got the COVID, and it's so easy to settle back into your old habits. Like I said, they're much easier to build than they are to break. So sometimes you have to build the new ones before you can break the old ones. You have to start the new ones and have them as something that, where you say, right, from now on I'm going to do this, and from now on every day I will do my 10 minutes on the bike, my minimum 10 push-ups and 10 sit-ups, but both of them will end up being more, I guarantee that. I've got one of those lie on the floor things for sit-ups. They've always worked for me before. I can usually comfortably do 50. However, not done it for over a year, so it will come later on, and I will let you know in a future vlog how I'm doing. But if you're doing this old crazy cucumber pat thing with me, and you're doing your 10 10 10 of whatever you choose, what works for you, what's best for you, what's achievable for you and realistic, you can definitely do it. If you're doing it with me, I've got your back. I believe in you. I totally believe in you. And you, my love, are absolutely worth the effort it's going to take to build those new habits. So am I. I'm a great guy with conscious effort. See, that's the thing. It is a conscious effort thing. This is the person I want to be. So this is who I'm going to be. And now I just have to spread that a little bit more, you know, so that it helps me to build those good habits. My bike, my sit-ups, my press-ups. Eating more whole food, plant-based. Don't worry, honey, the pies and the sausages and burgers, they ain't going nowhere. I love them. I just want to start to try to eat better, knowing that when I do, I always feel better. And so that's another important thing to acknowledge. So yeah, you know, World Vegan Day is for us to celebrate veganism, but I think it's also an ideal opportunity for those of you out there who are still consuming meat and dairy to have a good look at what you're doing and ask yourself realistically, take yourself out of the equation. It's not about you. Am I doing the right thing for the next generation, for the planet, for the animals, for myself? Or am I just clinging on to, I understand how hard it is to break habits. Me breaking my 10 eggs a week and block of cheddar habit when I first went vegan was very difficult, but I did it. And here I am now 8 years later. A little bit fatter than I should be, but getting on top of that. Still promoting veganism in as positive way as I can. Taking the hair on the chin because I have to. And just hoping that people give themselves the credit that they can believe in themselves enough to know that they can change, they can make a difference, and understand that veganism will help the planet, the future generations, you, and it's delicious. And these days really cheap as well. There's no kind of difference in the price comparison, not necessarily. Right, the clock's about to tick over, so I'm going to go. I wanted to acknowledge this day and say happy World Vegan Day. If you're here already, I love you. If you're not, come on in, the water's lovely. I got a spare swimming costume if you want to borrow one. Try a few things, you know, see what you think. And please see the bigger picture. This isn't about us, it's about this beautiful planet we live on, and it's about the state we leave it in for the next generation. Let's plant some trees we'll never sit under. Isn't that a glorious thing? And don't forget, when someone shows you who they are, believe them. I'm showing you who I am right now. Believe me, please. I'll see you again very soon, and till then, please be excellent to yourselves and each other. Bye, loves, and happy World Vegan Day! Yay! Kermit the Frog.